Good morning, students. I am Binod from Niraj Memorial School, Shivpuri, Bholi, Dhanbad. Children, today I discuss with you History Chapter 3, Nationalism in India. Students, you study about the history of Europe, formation of nation state, people perception who define their identity, and sense of belonging, new symbol and icon. Most of country in Europe making the new national identity. As the same, the growth of modern nationalism in India is related to anti-colonial movement like Vietnam. People began discovering their unity to struggle with colonialism. The Congress, under the leadership of Mr Gandhi, tried to unite these groups together within one movement. After the First World War, 1914 created a new economic and political situation. It led to a huge increase in defense expenditure. So, increasing the taxes and rise the income taxes. This period leading to extreme hardship for the common people. Village people forced to recruitment in soldiers, and many parts of India suffered failure of crops. Shortage of food and influenza epidemic spread. About 12 or 13 millions of people died. The idea of Satyagraha. January 1915, Mr. Gandhi returned India from south to bring the unique method of mass agitations called Satyagraha. It was the power of truth and search for truth. Mr. Gandhi suggested that the physical force was not necessary to fight the struggle, was against justice. A satyagraha could win the battle through non-violence. Mr. Gandhi believed the dharma of non-violence could unite all Indians. He successfully organized Satyagraha movement in many places of the country. He started at 1916 Champaran in Bihar to inspire the peasant to against the plantation system. 1917 organized Satyagraha at Kheda of Gujarat for not pay to revenue due to crop failure and plague epidemic. In 1918, in cotton mills of Ahmedabad to organize Satyagraha. The Rowlatt Act. In 1919, the Rowlatt Act gave the government enormous power to repress political parties and allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for 2 years. Mr. Gandhi wanted non-violence, civil disobedience against the unjust law at 6 April 1919. At the time, workers supported and went to strike in railway workshop. Shop disturbed the railway telegraph. Jallianwala Bagh events. 13 April 1919, the infamous incident of Jallianwala Bagh took place at Amritsar. That day, large crowd was gathered in this Bagh and same gathered there to protest against the government. Other had come to attend the annual Baisakhi fair to unaware of the martial laws. Then General Dyer entered, blocked the exit point and opened fire on the peaceful group. many people killed. This event of Jallianwala events known as the news of Jallianwala Bagh event spread the strike people attached of government building and police. Mr. Gandhi felt it was the time at board-based movement in India. He wanted to Hindu and Muslim close together like Ottoman Turkey. Gandhi formed the Khilafat committee in Bombay in March 1990 with the MD Ali Jinnah and Shaukat Ali Khan. It was a great opportunity to bring Hindu-Muslim under the national movement. September 1920 Calcutta session of Congress were passed to non-cooperation movement in support of Khilafat for Swaraj. Why non-cooperation? Mr. Gandhi declared that British rule was established with the cooperation of Indian. If Indian refused to cooperate, British rule was collapsed within a year. So Gandhi proposed to everyone to surrender of titles, government awards and boycott of civil services, armies, police, court, council, schools and foreign goods. December 1920 Congress session of Nagpur, a compromise was worked out and non-cooperation program was adopted. Children, practice questions are given in your video description. That's all.